Hey guys, Pamela McElroy with PMAXstrong.com. I have a few tips for you today on how to improve and perfect your kettlebell clean. First thing I want to say though about kettlebell cleans is that there are a couple variations of cleans. So there's a straight up and down variation to kettlebell cleans. There's a type of clean where you can hike it back behind your hips. Then there's also the gear voice sports, so the competition style clean. All of them are appropriate in your training environment, and you can choose to do whichever you feel most comfortable doing as long as your form is good, obviously. But the first thing I want to mention about cleans is that it is 100% easier to do cleans with heavier weight. So I find if you're able to curl the weight, not that you would curl kettlebells, but a complementary weight in dumbbells, if you can easily curl the weight, it's probably going to be too easy for you to actually clean. So we want to pick weights that are heavier. It helps smooth out the movement a little bit. We also want to keep a really loose grip. So you don't want to squeeze the handle of the kettlebell so hard so that the only option that the kettlebell has is to come up, over, and smack down on your wrist. So if there's pain, there's something wrong. So we want to avoid that entirely as well. And then lastly, you want to keep that clean under control. So it should be real close to the torso, nice and tight, no wings with the arms. You should be able to feel like it's a very quick, zipping type of movement, all right? So let's go over what a clean looks like here real quick. All posterior chains, so you want to make sure that you're hinging at your hips, which means that your hips stay above your knees. You should feel this in your hamstrings and in your glutes, a little bit in your lower back maybe, depending upon how strong you are there. The shins should stay real vertical, so you don't want the knees to necessarily break forward to the feet. Keep the shins back, hips up, back nice and flat. We're going to go with this straight up and down variation just because I kind of prefer that one right now. Grip the handle of the kettlebell, remember, nice loose grip, keep it close to the torso, and then up to the rack position here. Back down towards the floor, keep the elbow tight, keep the loose grip, so you should be able to move your fingers. You only really need to engage your grip in that down portion, and then in the initial up portion, it's all real loose up and through here. You'll notice a heavier kettlebell should look identical to a slightly challenging weight on a kettlebell clean. Here, still no impact. A little bit more aggressive hip extension to get the weight up. If the kettlebell's too light, it can, or let's say, if the kettlebell's too light and you're just learning, you might not control it real well. The other thing, that tight grip, check it out. Bam, smacks down on your wrist. No good. So, start off with slightly heavier weight and try that up and down version. Then you can control some of that movement and momentum. And you don't have to worry about hiking it behind your hips here and then lowering or slowing down the impact at the top. This one I feel like, straight up from the floor, gives you a little bit more control, all right? You should have lots of tension in the upper body at the top. Give that a try, see if it helps you out at all. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know what they are, and I'll see you next time.